Pokemon Sword and Shield has been out now for 48 hours by the time we're recording this video. Tons of reviews have already been showed up and the game got a lot of hate before it was even released. So, is the game really that bad? Or is it everything we hoped for? Let's talk about the new game, Pokemon Sword and Shield.
Pokemon Sword and Shield was for a lot of people their most anticipated game of 2019. Now we get that a lot of die-hard Pokemon fans don't agree with the decisions that Nintendo has made on their new Pokemon game. One of them being not having the national Dex in it. I mean, that even upset us a little bit. Lots of Pokemon have been cut from the game that we have a nostalgic bond with. But overall we both played around 10 hours, so we can't really give you a good review about it. Only a mere first impression, so let's do that. Let's start by saying that the game looks absolutely amazing. Nintendo has come a long way with their Pokemon games and it really goes to show. We really enjoyed scouting the background, looking for tiny little details that gave that game a little extra in-depth feeling that we enjoy so much. From little Wooloos that roll around in the field on the background.
So cute.
To a flock of Wingulls that fly over your head in the city.
So, besides Wooloo, there are some other Pokemon I really like Nickit, Corviknight and Grookey. But unfortunately, I evolved my Grookey and I do not like that Pokemon at all. So, I'm not sure if I'm going to keep it in my team, but we'll see. So, other Pokemon are a bit questionable, like Choodle. He looks like a Tamagotchi, which doesn't really have to be a bad thing, but you know what I mean, hopefully.
Yeah, I agree with you on the weird designs. When I first found out what our starters were gonna look like, I was kinda disappointed. But after a while, I started to fall in love with Sobble, his design. But then he evolved. And then my world fell apart. No, but in all seriousness, his evolution was a big disappointment and I really started to question if I wanted to keep him in my team or not. I decided to not give up on him and keep him in my team, and hopefully his last evolution would make me fall in love with him again. Yep. Nope. That wasn't the case. I yeeted him in a box and cried a little bit inside.
So there's one thing that really bothers me, I guess. Not really that much, but at the beginning you all notice that you get an XP share and it's for your whole team. And it doesn't necessarily have to be a bad thing because it actually saves you a lot of work and time. But please Nintendo, let it be a key item and please let it have the option to turn it on and off. Because some of us do not want to use the XP share.
But enough negative talk because the game has been an absolute blast from the beginning. Pokemon Sword and Shield introduces a new area called the Wild Area, where you can participate in raid battles with or without other players to fight against Dynamaxed Pokemon. When you defeat these oversized Pokemon, you get a chance to catch them and you get a set of bonus items like XP candy. I'm still not sure what to think of these XP candies because they kind of replace the old way of training your Pokemon. You can give these XP candies to your Pokemon and it will give them quite a lot of XP, sometimes even leveling them twice.
Yeah, for example, I really want a Corviknight, so I did a lot of raid battles, saved up some XP candy and gave it all to Corvisquire, and he went from level 21 to 38. Of course, it still stays an option if you want to use the XP candies or not, but it really takes away the fun of the old grinding.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. But on the other hand, a lot of wild Pokemon appear in the wild area from all kinds of different levels that you can catch with the appropriate badge, of course. Yes, I said badge. In earlier games, getting a badge also meant that certain Pokemon would obey you up to a certain level. But now you can catch Pokemon up to a certain level with the appropriate badge for it.
By the way, Dynamax is freaking amazing. When I first saw it in the Nintendo Direct, I was like, what is this? Am I going to really like this? I'm not sure how to feel about this. But once I experienced it in the game, I got this hype up feeling and I was like, oh my god, I love this. Oh, and Gym Challenge is also absolutely amazing. I love gyms, but now I love them even more. They made it look so cool. I really like how they changed the gyms. It's now more interactive. Like before battling Gym Leader, you actually have to do these little missions instead of battling the trainers. And the fact that these gym battles take place in this huge stadium is amazing. The moment that you walk through these doors is such an amazing experience.
Oh, and let's not forget that Pokemon Sword and Shield introduces a new way of interacting with your Pokemon via camping. Camping is now a thing in Pokemon. You get to set up your little camp where your Pokemon are free to wander around in. You can talk to them and hear what they feel, and you can of course play fetch with them or play around with a little cat toy which they can tackle. Other players can also visit your camp with their lead Pokemon, who will then show up in your camp and play with your Pokemon. Besides playing around, there is also an option for cooking meals for you and your Pokemon. You are able to find ingredients and berries in the wild and other areas which you can use for your cooking. They even rate your meals, and they give all kinds of different status boosts and of course heal your Pokemon. Playing around with your Pokemon also gives them a decent amount of XP, depending on how much time you've spent with your Pokemon. I do miss the interactions in the previous games where you were able to pet them and feed them Pokepuffs. But I do find myself setting my camp up quite a lot because I just enjoy looking at my Pokemon and see them play with each other. Overall, Nintendo did a great job with their new game, and although we don't agree with some of their new ways, we do enjoy the game quite a lot so far.
Very much.
We are both huge Pokemon fans, and we're used to the older Pokemon games, which were a little bit harder and more rewarding. Let's not forget that Pokemon has been a very popular series, and since the release of Pokemon Go for mobile, it even attracted younger fans. Therefore, we get that Pokemon games are getting easier and easier due to the fact that they want to create a game that is easier to play for the younger audience.
So these were our first impressions of the new Pokemon game. We cannot wait to discover more Pokemon, new areas, and of course, become the ultimate Pokemon master. Let us know your first impressions with the game. Do you agree with us or do you not agree with us? Or do you have anything you want to tell about the game? Let us know in the comments below, but please no spoilers. Keep in mind we only played the game for 10 hours now and just beat the second gym leader.
Don't forget to leave a like if you enjoyed this video, and of course subscribe if you want to see more of our videos.
We hope you all have a lovely day and enjoy the new Pokemon game Sword and Shield. Bye!
Ciao!